Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Robert. They see you. How's everybody doing this morning? It's April 17th, 2025. It's Thursday. And according to my clock, it's not quite 7 o'clock yet on my phone. I still have oh, there it went just now. Terry. Yeah. Hey, random. Hey, Terry. How's it going? Uh, he spelled winter wrong. You guys are great. Anywho, how's everybody doing this morning? What are you chewing on me for, Robert? Put you in a headlock. Put you in a headlock. You gonna do that? Huh? You gonna do that? Oh, Mr. Super Needy again. What are you doing? You gonna wrestle? Is that what it is? You wanna wrestle? You wanna wrestle? Look at this guy. I can't drink my coffee, bro. Anywho, oh, you had a bad day, random? Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, your electrical work? Yeah. All right, it's enough. No more chewing. No. Talking to you, buddy. You hear this? He's a mess. He's a mess. Woke me up this morning with a little face right next to my face. He gets right to the bed, puts his head right on the edge of the mattress, and just stares at me. Anyway, here we are. Played games last night, and then I totally messed up on the live stream getting it actually to play. And yeah, it was this one pub toilet simulator. And you're running around with a beer trying to find the restroom, and it's a maze of hallways and stairs, and you got to navigate, and it changes. It was really cheesy. It was not that good of a game at all. I'm glad it only cost like $2. And then I started up another game where you're just in this car, up armor, and you're shooting all these robots and stuff. That was kind of fun. You know, you're running around, you upgrade, and you see how far you can get. Look. It's just going to be about you wrestling with me all morning long? You want to do a 45-minute wrestling match? Is that what you want? Huh? Is that what you want? You want a 45-minute wrestling match? His eyes goes, oh. Look at this ham. What are you doing, boy? Huh? What are you doing? He's just been so crazy. Hey, Mason, how's it going this morning? Liz, how's Liz today? Are you done? Are you done? Huh? Make you chew on your own paw. Make you chew on your own paw. Who wants to wrestle with me? Who want to wrestle so much this morning, huh? Hey, Dad has no internet history. Terry said he didn't like the poll for some reason. But, you know, it is what it is. It's what came to mind. Well, you always say I'd ignore you, Terry. So I wanted to make sure you were highlighted in the live stream. So there you go. I'm trying to give you the recognition that you want. So we know what random voted for. No, don't eat my microphone. See this? He's trying to eat my microphone. He ate my pizza yesterday. This guy. I ordered pizza for lunch yesterday at work. Just wanted to. I know it wasn't Friday, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I ordered pizza. And, you know, there was 3 slices left. I brought it home. And I ate 1 slice as soon as I got home. And then I went into the other room just to do something else. And I came back. I had the pizza pushed back on the counter. This guy got up there, drugged the box down, scattered it all over the floor, and ate the last 2 slices. It was my dinner last night. Yeah, that was my dinner last night, and you ate it. And it was a veggie pizza. It was just vegetables. You're like my sister's dog. My sister um, gives her dogs like carrots and broccoli and all this crazy stuff. And that's what he was eating. There wasn't any broccoli or carrots in the pizza, but it had peppers and olives and stuff. And yeah, he told me it was a great pizza. And then I came in there. He's just sitting there like, "How's it going, buddy? Thanks for the pizza. High five." You know? I was like, "What are you doing?" That was my dinner. Oh, anyway, I survived. And now that I won't wrestle with him anymore, he left me. Good morning, Ramesh. How are we today, sir? How's the life in India treating you? Mm. Good morning, Wesley. Yeah, I did the. Thanks for subbing, Mason. I appreciate that. Really do. Where are you from, Mason? We do. We recognize people from around the world. So if you want to tell us where you don't have to give us your actual street address. But you know, if you're here in the states, what state are you in? If you're abroad in another country, let us know. Florida. I already got Florida scratched off, but that's okay. We got a few people from Florida. It's all good. It's all good. Anywho, I did again. I'm not prepared. You know, we're just chatting, cutting it up. If you got any guys any questions for me, just let me know. Let's fire off some Q&A today. Ask me some stuff, and I'll give you my opinion, or I can plead the fifth. How about that? Random's in Australia, and he wants to trade reptiles with people in Florida. Born in California. When is the post office going to privatize? I doubt it will, honestly. Um, they talk about it, they flaunt it, and then it kind of disappears in a way. And the reason I think that is because we go to every single house every single day, 6 days a week. Politicians like that, and they use it to advertise and get their messages out because not all their voters have internet or want to go to websites. They still have a lot of old people's voters, and old people like getting stuff in the mail. And yeah, and old people have nothing else better to do than vote. So yeah, that's what I don't think it will privatize. And the fact that it's not a for-profit company. Um, Post offices is a government service to the people with a small fee, 73 cents a stamp. So, and there's discounts for companies who ship in bulk and mail in bulk, things like that. But, um, you know, I just don't think it will. It's stand up when you say old people. I just don't think it's going to get privatized. And then, you know, it's kind of messed up to say this, though, but what business person in their right mind would try to acquire business that's in the red every year? Who's gonna take it? Who's gonna take it and run with it? You know what I'm saying? And we're not. The whole government side of the post office is kind of different than, like, you know, people work for the FBI or CDC or whatever, stuff like that. So I don't know. Stamps would be $4. Yeah, yeah. You would never be able to mail a letter. Not that many people do anymore. Um, a lot of people do for tax time. They send their taxes in. Again, old people. Um, young. I did mine electronically, um, and most people do. So yeah, it would be outrageous. Stamps and package prices would skyrocket because they want to make a balance. And but there's these checks and balances for the post office. It's a lot to it. It's a lot more to it than people realize. There's a board of governors that have to meet and vote on stamp price increases. They have laws and rules they have to follow with those stamp price increases based on inflation and all that other, I don't know if it's cost of living, but something like that. There's a lot to it. It's not just like, all right, 3 more cents, and then they just do it, It's a very nice Bangladesh stick, Terry. uh, Stick for a veggie tiger. Favorite customers are the ones in the 90s still living at home. They had the best stories. Oh, I bet they do. Oh, yeah. Really old people. And I joke around when I get really old, and if I'm still able to drive, I'm going to go through bank drive-thrus and order cheeseburgers. What are they going to do to you? If you're an 80-year-old guy hunched over the steering wheel and you come up to a bank drive-thru and ask for a cup of coffee, what are they going to do? They're like, sorry, sir. And then the new employee has to be briefed on old man Malcolm coming through the drive-thru ordering coffee. He does it every Wednesday morning. It's not a big deal. We take a little cup of coffee out to his car. He goes about his business. Everybody's happy. Does he have an account here? No, he doesn't have an account here. He's got his routine. Wednesday mornings, he comes to the bank to get a cup of coffee through the drive-thru. So that'd be my, that's one of my things on the bucket list, is to be an old person going through the bank drive-thru and order cheeseburgers or coffee, something like that. Yeah. I'm not going to stand up, Terry. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to cave to your whim, Terry. Oh gosh. What? Well, and you say kids just waste their days. Some teens here evidently developed an app that identifies mouth cancer. I don't know when the next stamp increase is. It's going to go up to 78 cents. They normally forecast out like a couple months before they actually do it. They have the price scales they have at every single post office, and all the posters and all the different things. The system has to be updated to reflect that, and that takes time. And they have to print all this stuff off and send it to every single post office so that we can hang the proper prices at each individual post office. You'd think we have like a digital display and they could just update it remotely. But no, we're still using cardboard. It's just sheets of cardboard and placards that they send out, and we have to hang them up at every post office behind the counter. So, yeah, go commando. No, I tried going commando one time for a different reason. I'd rather not explain why, and it was very uncomfortable. Which one do I prefer? Terry's going to dish me a lot of horrible questions because of the poll today. And right now, most people want to see Terry in nothing but spandex. Not B-U-T-T spandex, but just complete spandex. So, but they don't even do the wanted posters anymore. The clipboard, one post office still had the old clipboard, but it hadn't been updated in like 20 years. And it just had these mug shots of these different people the FBI wanted. I guess they realized that didn't work, and they don't do it anymore. So, your boxers, I'm briefs. Yep. Well, Terry, I don't know if you have a choice yourself, being top and bottom. You gotta just take what you can get, right? You coming in fun times? Yeah, Liz. Somehow we spiraled out of control, and we gone for underwear preferences. So, or undies, as some people call them. And then, yeah. You like the boxer brief type guy? When you get older, things just need more support. So I went back to briefs. That's it. Oh, but yeah, 14 minutes in, we're talking about people's underwear. Slariah, you need to be warned. This is for 18 or older conversation. So, and you're in another country, behave yourself. Oh. Anyway, good stuff. Good stuff. We got to talk about something else. You ever wear your underwear backwards? Not on purpose, Terry. Not on purpose. I don't think I ever wore my underwear backwards, not even by accident. So, yeah. I would have to be really, really um, wasted. I'd have to be on like shrooms or LSD. I don't know. To accidentally put my stuff on backwards. I'm not PG like Liz. No, 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 not really. Stretchy britches, no, not spandex. Mm-hmm. She had them on backwards and inside and out by accident. Can we do shrooms and LSD? I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to. I have a government job. I can't really be taking those things. You know. Stretchy bitches, not spandex. Do I have to? I have to change the poll. I don't think I could change it. I'd have to end the poll and start another one. Stretchy britches. Spandex is a name brand, so I guess I shouldn't have been using that, right? He gets Wesley gets his with the Zaza imprint. Is it embroidered, or is it just like screen printed on his underwear? Embroidery would be uncomfortable, I would believe. She does not ride the short bus. Good grief. The horror stories we get from Soraya's school remind us of how school used to be back in the 70s to 80s here. Oh, good old Timu. I wonder how that's going to work out with the tariffs. When you order your garbage from China, now it's going to be expensive garbage from China. But almost everything's made in China. It really. There's some videos coming out, say all these name brands like Prada and Louis Vuitton, and Gucci, and all, they're made in China, sent to Europe. They throw a tag on it, and then they sell it for enormous amounts to people who think they're getting something special. You know, that crap isn't made in France. It's made like Indonesia and Taiwan and China and stuff. it's, and yeah, it's just they put a little more guidelines on it. You know, I mean, all your Apple products are made in China, and they're considered to be top-notch luxury items as far as like electronics go. So why not the purses and shoes, your Nikes and all that stuff? It's all made in those countries like that, like Taiwan, China, and Bangladesh, or what, you know, Indonesia. I mean, Vietnam. Those countries, they're all making that stuff. So everybody's using Chinese products. Everybody. If you've got a smartphone, there's a very high percentage. It was completely manufactured and assembled in China. Mm. And random only shops at the Wiener Washer store. So, uh, yeah, surprised you and I aren't made in China. But I mean, there is stuff made in the United States. Granted, there are things, but the average person doesn't buy them because they really can't afford it. You know, especially if you're living like minimum wage and stuff. I can't even imagine trying to live off of minimum wage. Uh, I'd have to work like 3 jobs or something like that if I had minimum wage. That would be insane. It's just I don't know why it hasn't gone up. But a lot of states and stuff are like making their own minimum wage, which is good. Um, but if you like, I couldn't imagine if they were manufacturing cell phones in the United States, how much they would cost. They'd be like $3,000. And that'd be for an Android. And then you'd have to pay $5,000 for an iPhone if it was completely made in the United States. Uh, but the only thing you get made in your own country are babies. That's right. And even that sometimes isn't true. Stuff from the 50s. This clock is from 65, and it keeps perfect time. It's a GE. I call it a school clock, but it was in the post office and it died. And postmaster was going to throw it in the dumpster. Said I could have it, and I took it apart and I didn't rebuild the motor, but I did what I had to do to get the motor running again, and keeps great time. So yeah, stuff like that just doesn't die. And you used to be able to buy parts for it. Now you can't. They don't make the parts for the little motor anymore. The little motor on this guy is actually pretty neat. It has its gears contained in this box, but there's oil in there, gear oil, and some other little things that keep the time proper. And then it had seized up basically inside from just sitting there spinning. So I just had to put a little oil. There's a little port, if you will, and I had a heat gun, and I heated the thing up and put a little oil in there and let it cool down, plugged it up, and Bob's your uncle. It's working. No, it's a GE. It's General Electric. Yeah. I don't think GE even makes clocks anymore. But Skillcraft, we order Skillcraft stuff all the time at the post office. We needed a paper slicer, the guillotine type slicer. It was made, and Skillcraft products are made by blind people, visually impaired people, whatever you want to call it, right? And it says on there, Skillcraft, proudly assembled by, blind workers or whatever, right? And this thing has a huge blade. It's like 2 feet long. You put huge pieces of paper and slice it. And my coworker was like, I don't want to use that. I'll chop my finger off. And I was like, look, blind people put this thing together. And it's safe for them. You should be fine. So, yeah. Oh, gosh. Look at Simi Wesley. It's not interested. Money. Scammer. Yeah, if Rama started calling people, they'd be like, and I got this one phone call. I thought it was somebody I knew. It was a scam. I picked it up, and it just goes, hello? Hello? And it said exactly the same way, like every 3 seconds. I'm just sitting there letting it play, and I'm thinking to myself, what are they trying to accomplish with this type of automated scam? It didn't make any sense. It just kept saying hello. I listened to it for like 20 seconds, and it was on a repeat. Same tone and everything. You could tell it was computerized or generated, AI or whatever. And it just kept, I hung up on it. But it's like, what the point is that? Some of it's really good, though. The AI stuff. You'll talk to it, and they even make the sound like they're in an office that has kind of like an echo in the background. So it's trying to trick you into thinking it's an actual person in some kind of office wanting to sell you something. But yeah, if you start asking it funky questions like, should Terry wear stretchy britches, it doesn't know how to answer that. Your funeral expenses? Yeah. Ramesh he's a good guy. He's not going to go work at one of those scam. He may be working at one of those scam factories. I don't know. He could be, and just being all innocent in the chat. But I doubt he's one of those guys. He's been around long enough that he hasn't really tried to sell us anything yet. If you're one of those in those scam houses in India or factories, what do you want to call it, where they are just trying to rob people of their money. He would have slipped up and said something by now, I would think, unless he's like a super professional and this is his break time and he just wants to like hang out with us to kind of break the norm. That might be it. He just like, I scam people all day long, and I'm gonna break it up a little bit. So I'll watch Coffee with Malcolm for 45 minutes. Floria's back. She's on the bus. Yeah, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's what's happening with Ramesh. He works in finance. You'll Blue will take care of Wesley for you. It's all in good fun though. I don't think Ramesh is gonna get his feelings hurt. No, I did video chat with Ramesh. I don't know, was it like a couple months ago? Yeah, he's a cool guy. I don't think he's not at one of those scam places. Revenue Depot. I'm gonna go get a refill. I'll be right back, guys. All right, all right, all right. Ah, what did I miss? Nothing. He works for it makes $100 a month. Damn, that's crazy. You got the front seat. You got the front seat. I always wanted to be in the very back of the bus, so you can cut up and you know not get in trouble because they couldn't see or hear you as well. Yeah, you could. You'll make more than $100 a month if you come to the United States, Ramesh. Of course, the cost of living is a lot more, but it all balances out in the end, right? I think Ramesh has got to take care of his parents. I don't think he's coming back. The back seats for the bad kids. Yeah, it is. And I have some good and bad memories riding in the back of the bus with the bad kids and stuff. Um, I remember I was like, gosh, I was like 9 or 10, something like that. And for whatever reason, one day I got to sit next to this teenage girl that was very attractive. She was hot, When you're a little kid, you see this pretty girl, you're like, ha. So I got to sit beside her on the bus, and she would just flirt with me the whole time. Be like, oh, let me see your schoolwork, and let's go. Oh, and I'd sit there, and she's like, this is my little boyfriend. She was like 15 or something like that, and I was like 10. Um, and then I remember I started sitting with her almost every day as a little kid, and I liked the attention. It was cool. Some guy sat beside her, and I got on the bus, and she literally pushed him out of the seat and said, you got to get out of the seat. He's coming. Malcolm's on his way. You got to get out of the seat. And I was like 9 or 10. I was like, la, la, la. Yeah, good times. And then there were other times where, uh, you get in fights and other scandalous things in the back of the bus. Walking every day. What's going on, Daniel? Hola, ¿cómo está, amigo? That's all I know. Feral McCuddles. Dingo boy. Yeah, yeah. Most people do want Terry in stretchy pants, not spandex. He'll correct you on that. Yeah, I like oatmeal. I actually have some in the cabinet. I haven't had it in a while, but yeah, I like it. I got to go to the grocery store. I'm out of just basic stuff now. Britches. Stretchy britches. You can tell how old Terry is. Them's called britches, boy. He wants them in spray-on pants. Like spray-on britches. Sorry. Was it the supermodels? People would actually paint clothing on these supermodels, and you really couldn't see anything because the paint was on there, but you could see the curves of their body and all this stuff. And that was like a little craze for a while. Yeah, Terry missed the boat on that one, didn't he? And just imagine the artist, the brave artist that would have to paint clothes on Terry. Oh, that's disturbing. I think we're gonna. Should we talk about that anymore? Oh gosh, it says yes. All right, we're still talking about it then. It would have to be a couple of artists that would have to paint clothes on Terry. Yeah, what a sacrifice they would make just for us to laugh. Oh, not having electricity for 10 hours. Puerto Rico lost all their power throughout the entire. You can't call it a state. Um, what do they call it? Territory. Puerto Rico. Every last square inch of Puerto Rico lost their power yesterday. And it wasn't like a storm or a hurricane. It just kind of, and now they're trying to put it back together. And there's a question for you: why are we going after Canada and Greenland when you got Puerto Rico right there? They're basically considered U.S. citizens, but they can't vote and stuff like that. It's kind of this weird arrangement. There's all these different islands that we have as territories, Guam and all this other stuff. Imagine putting all those, and then you have to fix the flag and put extra stars on there. That's going to screw everything up. And it's perfectly aligned with 50 stars. You put one on there, you're going to have like this block of 50 and this extra little star off the side. How are you going to mathematically put that in there to make it look right? They would have to get a little bit smaller, make room for a couple more stars. I think we just leave it alone. Yeah. You'd have to, I don't know. It would be yeah, and then you'd have to, well, that'd be good for business. So if there's a couple of companies here in the United States that actually manufactures American flags, boost the economy right there, create jobs, got to make all new flags for everybody. Millions and millions of new flags with a new star on them. There you go. I'm helping to create jobs here in the States. I don't know why they haven't hired me yet. I got all kinds of good ideas. Yep. And then, yeah, I think it'd be good. I'll mention all the jobs. It'd be a lot of jobs. And then you have to have somebody design it. I don't know. It's a lot to it. I'm thinking too much. I'm thinking too much. It's like, all right, what's going on with Malcolm's brain right now? Yeah, I'm just babbling now. Uh, do we ever suffer power outages? Yeah, sometimes. Um, Terry missed his turn, and he drives a semi truck, so it's gonna be a second for him to get around to get where he's going. Sorry, Terry. Oh, we lose power when there's storms and stuff, but it doesn't last long. You know, yeah, the electricity is on 99% of the time. You pay for it, but yeah, it's like the water's always clean for the most part, unless you're in Michigan. The water is drinkable, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's one of the things I mentioned when I got back from when I went to Iraq, and we're running off generators and things like that. So we didn't always have electricity. We did not have fresh drinking water unless it was bottled water. No ice of any kind that you could actually consume. All kinds of different stuff like that you take for granted. Just the electricity being on and the water coming out of the tap. It's just stuff like that. And health codes for restaurants. Yeah, those things are good. uh, then you have like these power cycles. That's crazy. I mean, we have water restrictions here in the states in like drought-stricken areas. They'll enforce, you know, you can't water your lawn or wash your car if there's like a drought and they're trying to conserve water for a certain region or area. You can get fined. Um, Things like that. There's not like a cop coming up and arresting you, putting you in handcuffs if you left your sprinkler running in your yard, but you'd be paying fines. So you would pay even more money for this water to keep your grass green when everybody else's grass is brown. So they get that kind of stuff in California. The power lines causing fires. Yep. You have to use cardboard. Desperate, yeah. Well, you live right by a little river. I don't think I would drink out of it, but yeah. Yeah, that would be aggravating at best. Hey, I got a question for you, Wesley. In Texas, I've seen this and some other places. Why are the air conditioning units like on the roofs of houses? I know that's not like everywhere, but why do some people put their AC units like up off the ground 6 feet on these pedestals, or they're on the roofs as like there's constant flooding and they want to save the AC but sacrifice everything else in the house? I don't understand the concept behind that. Ah, that's not true. Blue, did I miss something you were saying? I apologize. I'm looking back. I don't see anything for a while. Oh, it's on top chat instead of live chat. All right, we'll change that up. There's a and you can kill the power in Texas. There's an option on the chat feature that I can select um, between top chat, which um, it'll filter out some stuff if it thinks it's like, if it doesn't like it for some reason. Or you can do live chat where all the messages are visible. And I had it on top chat instead of live chat. So that's why I missed a couple of your comments, Blue. I apologize. Um, yeah. But anywho, gears are on the ground. But I've seen that somewhere. Where was I when I saw that? I was on some military base. It wasn't Texas. Where was I don't know. Don't listen to me. He's a freaking liar. uh, we can Google it. We can ask Gemini. Let's see what if the internet knows. Good morning, Gemini.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Why do some people put their air conditioning units on top of their houses?
That's a good question. There are a few reasons why you might see an AC unit on a roof. For one, it can be more efficient to cool a house from above, since cool air naturally sinks. Also, it can free up space around the house, and it's less likely to get blocked by plants or debris up there. Plus, it might be a bit quieter too. Do you want to know more about the pros and cons of rooftop AC units?
No. Well, but that's the contradiction. It said because of plants growing around it. I almost bought that for a second. But when I saw that, I think I was in was that Fort Irwin? Where was I? Damn it, damn it, damn it. I can't remember. Was I in Texas? But it's like desert area. It was just dirt. There was no vegetation. you know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And then it said airflow. But that's just like the condenser unit. I'm not talking about the package part inside the house that circulates the air. They're like the outside parts on like this thing. I don't know. I may never know. I can look it up and find out. Yeah, flat roofs had it, but these are like regular houses with pitched roofs. And then they had this like huge bracket and stand custom made to hold this air conditioning unit on the roof. It caught my eye. It was very bizarre. I think we were in Texas. I can see it in my mind, but I can't remember exactly where I was. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. It was before a deployment. We were getting trained up on new equipment and stuff like that. And they took us out to this place that was desolate and forgotten. uh, uh, the other peeps you chat you can't trust are the ones from India, Ramesh. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Mine's on the outside on the ground. It was just bizarre. I'm sure if I dug a little bit on the internet, I could find out why. And there's got to be some reason to go through all that effort. But whatever. Swamp coolers. Uh, yeah, running through the. Yeah, I've seen those swamp cooler type things. When I worked at the Ritz Carlton Hotel, they had these giant uh, cooling towers where they cascaded water and fans went through, and that's what cooled it. It didn't have like Freon or whatever you use now, chemicals. These giant uh, water towers, and then they weren't water towers, but cooling towers. What do you want to call them? Yeah, I've seen those before too. Climate change, swamp coolers. Well, man, if you're in a desert type area, a swamp cooler would use a lot more water because it would just evaporate, right? I don't know. Uh, yeah, I don't know. What do I know? I sell stamps, and I do. I make coffee and talk on the internet. So, yeah, I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. I just don't know. These are random thoughts that come through my mind. And then Robert just like, said, screw it, I'm out of here. Oh, the good old 80s. Swamp coolers. It's just the cascading water and air circulating over these fins like a giant radiator type thing. And the water kind of cools that. The water cools that, and the air flows through it. That's what Google's for. You can look it up there, Ramesh. That's a swamp heater, not a swamp cooler. If you're in Terry's britches, so yeah. He's almost out of the woods. It's 55% of people want to see him in nothing but spandex. 45 want to see their dad's internet history instead of him. So yeah, he'd be a swamp heater for sure. Swamp ass. Yeah, you're gonna learn all. How much have you learned from us, Ramesh, over the past few months? I'm sure you've really, we've really broadened your horizon as far as how silly the world may be and things that you learn from us. Random and him have spirit animal trading cards. Is that the whole alligator snake trading thing that you guys are gonna do? I don't think that's gonna go through customs. You'd have to smuggle it in through like Mexico or something like that. There we go. Teaching the foreign kids how to say bad words in English. Why is he sick for saying animal trading, spirit animal trading cards? Oh, I should do one of those Trump advertisements. Hi, it's your buddy Donnie. I got his new trading cards, NFT. It's digital. It's a trucker with a beard. He's wearing tidy breeches. One of a kind, beautiful person, stretchy breeches. Buy it now. We'll leave on that. And if you pay a little bit extra, I'll sign his pants. Beautiful signature. Beautiful pants on a very, very attractive guy. uh, anyway, it's about time for me to sign off here. I don't want to be late again like I was yesterday. So, yeah. Time. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Compliment a stranger. Tell your friends, neighbors, and enemies. I don't care. Tune in next time. I got more stuff coming in the channel soon, and I hope Terry finds the right size stretchy britches for himself. Bye, guys.